can't believe I'm regretting not watching more isekai anime. How the heck do I get back to the real world? Oh.
Born under the moon, and its silvery light offer to the night sky. There where I was born, the family gathered to welcome the newborn. His eyes open to the moon. I stare out at the sky. Born under a silvery moon, and its colors cross with light. Born under a silvery moon, its light burns my skin. Howling in the moonlight, screaming in the darkness, fearful of the wild run, making the animals hide, crowding in the night like a long lost soul, searching for your home as your skin turns cold. Born under a silvery moon, and its colors cross with it. Born under a silvery moon, its light burns my skin.
Apologies, guys. Just getting sorted here. Bit of technical difficulties. As mentioned, my am I on the screen? Yeah. So there is a CRT screen here, right, that I use for streaming webcam. However, 10 minutes ago it died on me, so I don't know when I'm on the screen, when I'm not. So I have to use this thing, and it, hopefully you guys are able to see and hear me all right. So I'm going to put in the headphones and try to keep my eye on the mobile phone technology, right? And hopefully it'll be doing what it needs to be doing. And since I need to mute this somehow, but it isn't working. It's coming through. Give me 1 second. Like I said, it was like messing with me. I'll try to put it through my Bluetooth headphones so the volume's there, right? And it's not coming through on the mobile. Okay. That seems to do it. All right. Thank you for joining me, all of you that are out there watching. I don't even know how many are watching because the screen ain't working, right? So thank you. I am not sure why this is still trying to mess with me. Give me 1 second. Now, will I be hearing in my headphones? Yep, still not. Okay. As far as the ways I can get that away from me. Now, as I mentioned that I bought a couple weeks ago, actually no, about 10 days ago, so a week and 3 days, an item that I designed that I thought was from New Zealand, right? That I designed with the artwork from, oops, that's probably broke the screen. That I designed based on the artwork from my cover artist, Ewa Kim, who's also working on a comic book called Zeolandia for me. And I'm editing issue 3 of that right now. And he's been designing some of the characters, the mock-ups that I've sent across to him, like a sword, a 4-armed demon, friendly demon bodyguard of a fairy queen, princess. And so send him across she's got 4 arms, so one of the arms is chopped off from the right elbow down reasons and, backstory and all that. Named after a fellow YouTuber, right? Well, I'm not really a YouTuber because I hardly do this shit, but fellow YouTuber who's, a comic book fan and streamer whose channel I'll be on soon and in a couple days or 2 or whatever. A week or so. Anyway, to promote the Kickstarter, which, is in the link in the description. Description and also in the chat. Now, I just realized that I got to keep an eye over there, even though the noise, right? So that I'm on the screen with you. So the cover art for as I mentioned, is designed, by for this T-shirt is designed, and actually we put up 2 different designs. There's one of 5 only, and then one of whatever size, and as many as you want, right? Called Under a Silvery Moon, based off a song I wrote, right, for the trailer, for the Kickstarter. Anyway, so I've always tried to brand everything I do, because by designing the logo and having it in front of me all the time, I can actually, visualize and try to make it come to pass. So this is actually done with bleach, right? So I cut out a cardboard with this emblem on it. This is from Incredible. We actually I don't have the comic next to me, but somewhere there's a comic book with, and if you join our Discord, there's a free link to my Google Drive where you can, watch it, view the entire first issue of Incredible online, right? Or download it, I think. Yeah. I'm new to all that sort of stuff, and even very new to Discord. We only started like 3 days ago. That's why we're promoting it a lot, because we never really thought about doing a Discord for the comic book and our Plunge universe, where we get to talk to you guys and show you exactly what we're doing. And when we say everything's finished online, you can see that everything's finished in Discord, right? All the artwork, design, the logos, the characters, and the backstories, things that, you know, people just picking up the comic book wouldn't know about, right? So you get an insider trading kind of thing when it comes to our comic books, right? So I took Ewa Kim's design, White Werewolf TM, right? Because it's basically, that's the design of our White Werewolf, and that's what we're calling it, the White Werewolf. So nobody can go, oh, this is a White Werewolf. No, our design is the White Werewolf, right? Trademark. So anyway, so I took Ewa Kim's amazing design, and I said to the guys, this is how we're going to make the fur look, because I was going to make it golden because the character Isis, I always get his name wrong, Aurelia, he's blonde haired, right? The white dude, blonde haired. And so I thought, well, then he would have blonde hair, right? And then when we got the artwork for the cover art from, actually, I think we just ended up just doing a poster design, and I decided to do it into cover art and then do it on a t-shirt because I loved it so much. It's such a cool design. And so with that, I took that and I thought, well, why don't we put it into, a t-shirt? And so I designed a 1 of 5 only. That's like that top tier. Plus you get the other one as well, right? Which is the black and white one. And 1 of 5, the top tier, I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of like the all-in bundle. You get everything and everything. Plus you actually get the other t-shirt as well. So you get 2 t-shirts. So you could actually go, hey, I have a son or, daughter or whatever, brother, nephew, whatever. Why don't I get them there? Small size, large, or whatever size they're at, because it goes from small to 3XL, right? And so I was like, I want one for myself, but these are Kickstarter only items. And I don't want to go back on my word, right? That's the worst thing you can have, is like go back on someone going back on their word after they've said something. So when I say this is what's on Kickstarter, this is what's on for Kickstarter, right? It's not that I'm going to go out and produce about 100,000 of them somewhere else, if only, But what I mean is, like, I wouldn't go and reproduce that 1 of 5 t-shirt and then have about another 10 people wearing it. I don't like that sort of stuff. I kind of feel like it kind of negates, it kind of makes you feel a hypocrite, and makes me feel a hypocrite and a liar if I go, well, here's 5 only Kickstarter special that you can only get, and then sell it another 10 or 3 or 4, whatever, on eBay. I mean, that's like ripping off the whole idea and devaluing the whole idea of there's only 5 people in the entire world who are wearing your t-shirt. So what I did was, like 10 days ago, I said, oh, you know what? I love this werewolf design so much, and I like also my artist Louise's work in the comic book itself, because it's so vibrant, so cool, and it's a long story, right? So it's like one of our major, like 600-year-old kind of like storyline that's working out of that, all the way from Black Tapas all the way to our modern day in our Plunge universe. Now, so I thought, well, why don't I have that on the back, the panels from it on the back? So without further ado, and I said I was going to make this a short stream because I can't even see the chat. I can't even see the screen. I seem to be, am I central? Yeah, I seem to be okay. Maybe back up a bit. I don't think I smashed the screen of the mobile phone when I threw it and I hit the keyboard. Well, one of the keyboards. So without further ado, right? If you can see it, hopefully, Plunge Comics New Zealand. So I bought this from the website .co.nz, which is supposed to be in New Zealand, right? And then I get a thing after I paid for it. It's like, yes, it'll be delivered such and such from Australia. I'm like, I'm trying to support my own country, right? By buying a t-shirt locally, and so anyway, so it was done deed. Didn't want to cancel it. Didn't want to be one of those people like, Karen, yeah. Anyway, so I've been following this since they said, yeah, it's gone to customs, it's left Victoria, it's got on the truck, it's been sorted, it's gone on the truck, it's been picked up, it's been dropped off at the airport, it's going through customs now. Now it's getting sorted through customs. Now it's leaving the country. Now it's dropped into New Zealand 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and now we are sorting it through the logistics, going through the customs again, getting scanned and sorting it again, and then delivering to the depot for whoever, wherever they go to sort this out, mail sorting. And then it's on the truck. And then yesterday I was like, oh, it's on the truck, it's coming. And then it got delivered this morning at about 7 o'clock. I woke up around about 11. I was up late night, like last night, because like if you saw the short video I put up about me with the coffee, right? Well, late night working. So, like I said, I haven't opened it. I just put this little strip out so I could actually, be able to get it. Where did it even go? Oh, there, right? So I could just actually open it without having to get a knife out or whatever, or craft knife. Okay, without further ado, the White Werewolf. Look, not even open. The White Werewolf, art by Ewa Kim. Logo design, right? Look at that. Is it showing really well? I can't see. I can't tell. Yep. So the White Werewolf. Art in the front. Look, it's even got this little sticker showing what you're going to get. It's like a B, AA, HW, Black L, direct ship, direct to garment, DTG. Right. So it goes straight onto it. So it becomes part of it. That's very important, right? I guess so it doesn't trip up, but it's really thin and it's like not puffed out. But I might try that next time. Like put it like puffy. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, we used to have these fluffy pans. Like you could actually, it's like a liquid thing. And I actually researched a couple of years ago. You can actually get tubs of them. And so what happens is you have a pan and you press down like a felt pen, right? Like a marker. And the liquid would come out, and then you draw it, and then you get your heat, hair dryer, and then you dry over it, and it'll puff up, and I had like on my jeans, I do the X-Men X with the circle X cross all over it, about this small, right in the front, of my jeans, and like probably about 50 on each side, and walk down the street like that because I'm hardcore like that back in the 80s and 90s, metalhead, right? Still am. So there's a vast difference between me doing the logo with bleach, right? Like brush, dipping my brush in bleach after cutting out a cardboard and then dripping it in there, brushing it across. And then I've got like it goes, the color's totally removed. So it's like the same on the back, right? So, and then look at that. How cool is that? How cool is that, man? This is Ewa Kim's artwork. This is the White Werewolf, Plunge Universe, Plunge Comics White Werewolf from Howler, right? And the thing about Plunge Universe, when I say universe, it's an entire universe of superhero comics, of supernatural R18 comics. It's teen plus comics, all ages, right? And the reason I did it that way is that, like, when you first get into reading a Plunge comic book, you read the all ages. Like you're a young kid, maybe dad can give it to the, mom and dad could give, grandparents could give it to the kid. Easy, all ages, full color, superhero comics, right? And then you move up to the teen comics. You go to the fantasy, isekai. And then you go up a bit further up and you read the manga, right? But they're all part of the same universe. And with the tortoise, that's on Webtoons, by the way, you can read that for free. There's only a few pages missing because of censorship on Kickstarter and on Webtoons, but you can support grab the link in the chat and go to the Howler and Tortoise manga Kickstarter link and see what the artwork there, right? And so I've actually got a design that I want to do as a flag from that next issue, when we release issue 2 of The Tortoise, which is like the Bikini Girls, right? Amber and Kirsten, the lead lead characters from that book, The Tortoise. So, I mean, seriously, look at how good this is. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to keep this. I love keeping these things because it's good idea for branding, like for when you're marketing and stuff. It's good to have, like, I always collect them because it kind of, it's like having stickers and stuff, and you can give, gives you ideas for how to make them, right? There's a New Zealand band called Infinity Ritual. Very good band, by the way. You can check out their music here on YouTube. I liked it so much. I actually bought a second album to give away to a friend. I bought the first album, 45 Rams, whatever they call it. I even actually, a couple of years ago, I bought a record player so I could actually hear albums. So I've got a whole bunch of albums and stuff, like now vinyls, I should say. And so, like I said, right, I want to show, my logo. One of the things I've always loved doing is since I was a teenager, since I got into heavy metal, was drawing logos. And it's one of my favorite things is to be able to come up with designs that really stick out and is important. And the other thing about that is, like, when you're doing comic books, please, for the love of God, don't give them weird ass names that people can't remember, right? Because one of the things that the more complicated it gets, the more people forget. The simpler it is. I'm just thinking like Mickey Mouse, two things, right? So the simpler it is, the quicker people will find out, will remember things. So this is, of course, my name, my creation. So, my story, my universe, whatever. And so you get the Howler, trademark, you get the name, and then you got, bam, you got the beautiful back showing you the actual art from they're showing you probably, better lift it up, lifting. There we go, lifting up. So I guess I got to hold it right in front of my face to see that. So the beautiful art, and by the way, I did this is like the series artist, because it's it's an ongoing series, and I think there's we're going to do it like short story arcs, but there's about 12 issues in it, but they're short story arcs, right? You go boom, 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 take a break, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 right? I think it's about, I'm trying to figure out whether I do 3-issue story arcs or 4-issue story arcs, right? So you can actually see there's an ending to each arc, but then it's kind of like a continuation. So it's like a trilogy. So you're probably looking at about 4 issues per arc, right? So this is, of course, inked and drawn, hand drawn, not AI, right? By Luis, our Brazilian. I think it's Brazilian. I always get Luis and Tomas mixed up, because one's from Brazil and one's from Argentina. And I think, anyway, both their books, right? Each of their books are on Kickstarter right now. So go check it out. But so I actually did the color flatting in this, right? I did the little color flat. Oh, and by the way, right, the artist name's on there as well, right? It says here, Howler #1, Alan Andrade, art from the back, 2026, Plunge Comics New Zealand, right? And if I remember right, it was too small. But I did it too small. I got to remember not to do it too small. Might make it bigger in the other one. Just the thing. So it's supposed to say here, Iwakim artist. Darn it. I didn't realize it would be that small. And of course, it's because of the thing. So I'm going to have to make it a bit better in the actual Kickstarter ones. Well, it's not printed already, right? So it's cool. But yeah, so this, look at it. So this is like, so I said, as I mentioned, I color flatted it. I designed this, but also Louise actually did the shading and brought it to life, right? Like I always say, like I can do this color flatting, which which kind of like kind of is the easy thing for me, as just Go doesn't do coloring, is but unless I really have to, and usually it's just to show what tones I want and stuff. And also I used to be a oil painter, and so it's different digitally trying to do it. But I have done a couple covers and couple coloring pieces like posters and stuff, but not comic book panels like this, right? So I love it. I love the just the setup here. I thought it would be quite cool. So it says here, am I on the screen? Go back a bit. Yep. It says here, they found a son. Make sure to bury all the bodies, Osiris. Right. So you got Alicia here, the mum, right? Because there's a story about mum and son, right? It's basically the mother used to be a part of a secret organization hunting monsters, and now the past 20 years, don't want to spell it, but like, back the book, man, and read it for yourself. But still, excuse me. I'm not sure if you're able to get these V's in your country, but I just went to the pick up some stuff today from the grocery just before I came on, and I noticed they had a watermelon candy, and then there was another one with like that candy floss or whatever it is, right? Flavored. So maybe in your country you don't have it. I found out that like the V blueberry isn't available in America, so maybe this isn't either. But do try it; it's quite nice. It's kind of, but it should be more flavorsome. But because of watermelon is more watery, right? So I kind of feel like it should be like a bit more robust in taste. Anyway. So yeah, by the way, this is good t-shirt. I want it to be a bit heavy. It's like so this is a 1301 American Apparel heavyweight champion heavyweight cotton. Now, one thing I learned about t-shirts and art quality wise is from Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy's wife, who's his business partner. She was like in business, and then, sorry, not partner, his wife, who takes care of Hellboy business. Excuse me. Maybe I shouldn't have drank the fizzy drink, right? Got me all gassed up. Hiccupy. I'm not hiccupy, but burpy. So she said, like, I would rather print one quality t-shirt and sell that than 100 and sell cheap ones and sell that. So my whole thing was like, it's got to be good, long-lasting t-shirt. It cost me $50 New Zealand, by the way, or 55, all to design and stuff. So it's one of the things, like, right, if I'm going to sell something, I got to be able to want it myself, right? If I'm going to put a comic book out, I want to be able to get value for it, right? That's one of the things that I have a really hard time with mainstream comics like Marvel and DC, where they've really cheaped out on the writing, because the person who's writing is doing about 10 books a month, right? To keep keep feeding himself and his family, right? Oh, by the way, talking about which, Jerry Conway died 3 days ago of cancer, and I didn't even realize that, right? So he was a DC artist, created Firestorm and so many other characters, but best known for Firestorm, right? The one with the head of. They even made that TV series with Firestorm in it. I think got DC Universe or something. I can't remember what the name is. It's been like about 5 years since I watched it last. But yeah, it was sad to hear that. Jimmy Palmiotti shared it. It came across my. Follow Plunge Comics on X, right? Follow wherever you find Plunge Studios, Plunge Comics New Zealand, right? Yeah, give us a like, give us a social subscription, whatever. Help us grow our universe, right? Help us grow our, and you know, our fan base. Be part of our fan base, right? That's why I started Discord. I thought, and by the way, shout out to Lasmat Films, the Duck, for actually bring me onto Discord. And then I realized, wait, why don't we have a Discord? Because this is cool. This is a cool community to be able to have people actually come into your house or like in your studio, right? Because that's what we're doing with the Discord. It's like our studio. Yesterday I shared a design for the, like I mentioned, the demon sword, right? Dod Og Chaos, right? Death and Chaos, the sword, demon sword, death and chaos, right? And then also demon design, right, for the character. That then I just do a mock-up and I send it to Joachim and I go, you do your magic, right? You know, because really, you know, I use AI as a tool for like, oh yeah, this, then I'll go back into my Clip Studio Paint, cut it around, do stuff with it, like draw around it, like, you know, sword. Like yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, give me a 30 centimeter by 1.5 meter sword. Okay, cool. And then I took it into thing and I just pan drew the entire thing. Said, oh, this chips here. Oh, this is the design we need for the sigil. Did it all. So like it never looked like, ended up not even looking like what the, you know, what the AI crap was. But I was able to actually get me what I needed, like a reference point to do a great sword. And then in Discord, you know, if you go into Discord, you'll see that Joachim comes across and say, hey, that's pretty much what I was thinking in my head, because we had a video chat for about two hours a couple of days ago talking about it. So yeah, man, like look at how good that looks, right? Look at how good that looks, man. So this is a one-off one, right? I'm never going to print another one of these. This is a one-off one for mine. But if you want a 1 of 5 only in Kickstarter only in the world, grab the one on the highest tier with everything. You'll get the posters, you get the mini posters, you get the cards, you get the stickers from both comic books, right? You get from the manga, Western manga, The Tortoise, which is 40 pages, by the way, black and white, 40 pages. 36 pages is Howler full color, right? You can look, if you don't even want to get the print version, at least grab the digital version, right? Get the PDF. You know, or get even both of them for about, I think it's about $7 US. So you even save like $1 if you get both of them, or $4, right? If it's each, right? So that's like about 76 pages of information and story, right? So, like I think it's about 36. I think it's 36 or 34 pages, right, of art and story in the manga. That's twice as much in a normal comic book from Marvel or DC, right? Twice as much? No, 1.5 times, yeah. And then also the Howler color comic book, right, with this beautiful, you know, with this beautiful art, right? And this is just like a couple panels from it, right? This is just like probably just the half page, maybe 1/3 of the page, you know? So support us, man. Support the indie comics. One thing before I finish here, right? Another thing before I finish here. If you have a channel and you are an indie comics channel, right? I'll be happy to come on your channel and talk about it. Hopefully you'd make that available to me. I don't like one thing about Kiwis is we don't like to, you know, knock on doors, as they say, right? It's like it's not in our thing because we don't like people knocking on doors out of the blue. But if you are able to have a space in the next week, because we're finishing it's the 15th of May is when the campaign finishes, and we could really do with some help to get this started, because at the start of it, on the day we launched, we had people mess with the algorithm, right? Troll us, say, oh yeah, we got put, and we got up to like about 20-30% link, and the next day people just pulled their things out. So I think there's people out there just trying to, you know, harm what we're doing, and it is what it is. Like, this is the internet age, right? People like to get their goolies off, as we say in New Zealand, you know. But And the other thing is, and I'm not just saying invite me on just out of the blue, dude. I've been promoting comics my entire life. I've been interviewing and running blogs for years, right? Before there were, before the blog thing went away. I used to go into go to events, pay for my own motel room for the night, and interview people over the weekend at these events out of my own pocket, and write about them with nothing from them to me, not getting anything back. So, and didn't matter where you lived in the world, I would do that. So, and also on our streams, I always like have people come in to interview. So it kind of feels weird all of a sudden when we got a Kickstarter and nobody's actually going, hey, Ira, come on our channel, right? And I'm thinking like, wait, what happened to Mukasa Sukasa, right? Is the indie comic scene so broken that people are just so, and I want to say thank you to Lesman, who's been like propping us up hard out, right? And also Angela. I almost, I've created a character about it with her, right? Called Angela Color, and so which is like a pseudonym for this character. But she's been great, like talking, say, hey, come on, let's, we'll set it up. This when I'm available. And there's another awesome channel that, actually Tim said to me, hey, reach out to them. So I reached out, called K-Pop Junkie, and we're going to be coming out, being on their channel in July, because they'd already, they do about 3 interviews, kind of thing. And so they'd already set up for May, right? And April. So that was, okay. Because we do have another, like I said, we do have Ewa Kim's fantasy isekai comic book called Zeolandia coming out that he's the artist on, right? That we'll be working on. And then also James Hill's comic book that he's the artist on, my comic book that he's the artist on, right? Called Templeton. And both these guys are working on issue 3 now. With Zeolandia, Ewa Kim's actually doing the character designs right now. And then with James, he's actually doing issue 3 art, right? And he's also doing both of these guys are actually doing the character card, like the collector card designs right now as well. And I've gotten some of them in already. And so as soon as like Howler finishes, we're going to be, Howler, and, whether it's backed or not, right? Howler Tortoise finishes, we're going to launch after that, and if it's backed, we'll deliver, and then we'll launch the Zeolandia and Templeton #1 issue, right? Because I wanted to have 2 already done before we launch the Kickstarter, because that means that like in the next 6 months we can launch another like issue 2. And then issue 3 will be ready to as well and to go out. And then 6 months later, issue 3 will go out, but we'll have issue 4 ready after that in 6 months, right? Kind of thing. So I don't know if there is that many people in the indie scene that are actually finishing their work and then bringing it to Kickstarter, to crowdfunding, like actually finishing it, right? Not 90%, not 30%, not 50%, not 75%, but actually having everything done, right? And then launching the Kickstarter. Like we were supposed to launch Howler and the Tortoise in March. I had all the, if you go back and look at all my social media shares of images, it will say March, coming in March. And then I was like, wait, we need an extra cover, like a spoiler cover, which we did. And then, and then realized, okay, you know what? Let's delay it until everything's finished, right? And then we launched. So when I say we're 100% finished on these projects, they're finished. They're ready to print, right? And the other thing is that we put a lot of effort in making sure that everything is done beforehand, right? Before Kickstarter. One of the reasons I did that was because of all the thieves, all the fraudsters, all the fakers, all the grifters who just say, hey, I'm going to create a comic book, back my comic book, and in 5 months, they're not even around anymore. They've taken 50,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 of people's money, your money, because you trusted, and so the work was so cool, to give you a really cool looking cover, and oh, I spent $400 on this cover. Look at how cool this cover is. Oh, I spent $1,000 on cover. They pay the cover and they leave because they already got $10,000 in their pocket. All right, so I don't want that on us. I want to make sure that Plunge Comics comes out and says what they're going to say and delivers what we're going to deliver, right? So that we could, because I'm here for the long haul. This is all I do. I create comics. That's all I do, because the reason I'm only standing in the same place is because that's all I can. If I move around, I'll start getting in pain. So because of my car accident and such, and I'm not trying to drift on the car accident, what I'm saying is that that's it. I don't have anything else. That's all I do. Somebody said the other day, you guys talk a lot about comics. And I like watching you talk about comics. I said, well, that's all I got, man. I just draw. I write comics. I create characters. I do mock-ups. I do logo designs. I send it to my artists. They bring it to life. I letter it. I design the book. I do all the credits. I do all the editor's page. I put everything else together, right? So, and even some of them, I actually do the color flatting, right? Because that way I can save on money by, because I don't have that much money to be able to go pay an artist, colors full amount to do the page by themselves. So I'll just, I invested in getting a tablet, a Wacom tablet, and to draw, color flat, right? Drop the colors in, the base colors, and then somebody can come in and do the shading and tones. And I'm actually about to do that, send that one of Templeton away to be, finished off in tones, because I've already finished the issue 1 of all everything apart from the shading. All the lettering is done. The book is designed. I think I got a couple pages of back matter to do on that, and then it's ready to go. So one thing I noticed this week, this was the final thing, right, was that I came across a $2.88 million US campaign of reprinted books from Skybound, because they're like omnibus hardbound, right? One thing I noticed about that, and this is why I say I want people to read my books, right? I'd rather people just buy the PDFs, right? Because it's, at least you get to read the book, right? However, one thing I noticed about myself, right, as a collector, and I don't do that anymore, right, is that people, when you're backing these big projects, you just look at it. You don't even read it most of the time. Like I reckon 70% of the people who buy these books don't read them. I want people to read the books. If you're going to back my campaign, if you just want to read them and not even get the hardcover and stuff, I mean, physical cover, right? Physical book, just get the PDFs. I mean, that's why we, digital, right? That's why we put like the Tortoise on Webtoons, so that people could read it. We had 2,000 plus people on there reading it. Hopefully, they came across it. And we had 30 people following that. So if I could just translate those 30 people into backers of the PDF so they can get the entire thing, because like I mentioned, Webtoons said that we couldn't have certain pages on there or certain panels, even though I actually censored them, put black around them. They said, no, you still can't because, nudity and so on. And so when we went to Kickstarter, they said, well, you have nudity in there, so you got to be R18. I'm like, yeah, but it's not gratuitous, right? It's not like the whole thing isn't about it being about sex. It's about these two adult ladies, right, who are going on this overseas trip with their modern sensibilities, right, and ideologies and whatever, on an adventure overseas from their little safety net of modern day New Zealand to another country in Asia, where, by the way, this island is closed them off to the world, and they don't like people going to bringing their thing to them, right? Bringing their own ideas and stuff and materials, whatever. And there is an actual island like that in the world, right? That's where I kind of got the idea for it. Like there's an actual island And where a YouTuber went and he's been arrested and he's been held in India for about 6 months for going to a place where, and this is how crap this is that if the guy arrives there, anything that, any disease, any flu, whatever illness he may have, he will pass on and destroy the entire tribe. But because of this current states, and I don't want to get political, but this guy's brain, oh, I'll get some YouTube likes, right? I'll get some viral video out of it. He didn't even care that this entire tribe that's been isolated from the world has been, and there's like this whole, I think there's a 6-mile kind of like invisible shield in the water around that island that you're not allowed to enter, because those people will kill you. And also, you could kill them just by being there, just by breathing the same air around them. And this dude did that. And so so I kind of got this idea, like, okay, how about we put this situation together, do like a horror comic about these 2 young girls going overseas, and being their own understanding, because they're going out there like, oh, it'll be so good to learn about this myth about this turtle, because she grew up with a pet turtle, right? So called Marlo. So she's like, ever since, the pet of turtles live for about like 100 years or so. So, I thought, well, how about I kind of bring these kind of things together, right? Overseas travel, adventure into the unknown, 2 young girls in their 20s, with the local translator, going to this mysterious island, which is what The Tortoise is about, right? And then the thing, that translator tells them what's going on, and they learn what's going on and so on, and, hang out with these people that are like, nobody's been there for like about 20 years, right? And the last time somebody went there was an anthropologist, wrote about it, called David Kenyon, PhD, right? And that's what kind of like set the whole idea of them going there, because she read about it, this myth in a book. And then the Howler, right? So the Howler comes along, and it goes all the way back to Black Tappers times, right? And it's based around one of his generals called Raya, who starts this whole thing, right? And we actually have a full page in Discord. If you join our Discord, links in the chat, right? If you go there, you'll see that like it tells you the whole history of Raya and his family and the lineage that came to create the Conclave, right? Which is where Alicia Aurelia, right? This lady here, right, was part of, and has been a part of for like around a long, long time. I don't want to say exactly how long, but very long. And it's a globe-trotting storyline. So, we started off with the first page in Australia, and about 2-3 pages in, we're in New Zealand. And then we're going to be going overseas. There's Ayrton Senna, right, in Brazil, Formula One race car driver, and we've got an idea of like putting Alicia back then, right? Back then. And then also there's a story of like Isaias, right, who he is, and all the other creatures that we have, like the mythological four-armed Hayagriva from Philippines, I think it is, or Indonesia, and the different human mythology that you get, that we have, like in our past. Each country has a mythology, right? Like the Valraven from Norway, right? Norwegian myth, or the nine-tailed fox, right, from Japan. Is that a yokai or an oni? I think it's a yokai, nine-tailed fox. Or is it a demigod? It's been a while. It's not really. So, and right now, right, Howler number 2 is being illustrated right now. The script's already done, for issue 2. It's been Louisa's drawing that right now. Issue number 2 of The Tortoise is right now being drawn. I've already received about 3-4 pages. Or is it 5 pages? Right? So we're not like just let's put a Kickstarter out and let's twiddle our fingers and hopefully hope that it'll be, somebody will back it, and then we'll start working on the next project, right? With us, we're a studio just doing comic books, man, and we're doing it all the time, 7 days a week. I just wake up, put on YouTube. Okay, what's going on? All right, grab a coffee, grab something to eat, back into it. Right after this, I'm going to be wrapping up some, laundry, and then after that, eat something, and then back into editing Zeolandia number 3, and then 4 as well, because I've already outlined number 4, but I haven't scripted it. But I've scripted number 3, but I need to go through a second draft for third draft, right, to make sure it's nice and crisp. Because Iwakam said, like, hey, can you give me both scripts? Because it's only a 4-issue series, right? First draft, right? Complete. Yeah. And so he said, give me both of them so I can start working on, once you do it together, I can work on the characters and get it all sorted. So sweet. And then I've already handed over 8 pages of Templeton issue number 3 for James to finish, right? And James has already done issue 1 and 2, as I mentioned, and I've already finished color flatting issue 1, and I'm like 11 pages into issue 2 color flatting, and then he's already started issue 3, and I think I already got page 1 off that already in, but now he's like stopped to do the character cards for the collectible card, Plunge Universe collectible card series that we put out as part of every Kickstarter. 4 cards go out from every issue, right? And so it builds up to a bigger collection set, right? So he's doing that. And then, so that's all. Go grab a white werewolf, under a Silvery Moon shirt, because the Silvery Moon was just black on white, right? White on black, I should say, just white paint on, right? Print on black. And I think that's a double-sided one. And then also, if you want the color one, like this, with the white werewolf on the front in color, like this, grab the 1 of 5 only, right? Kickstarter premium all-in Tortoise and Howler set. You'll get everything, everything that gets released, right? Help us get to our goal, man. It's only like 500 US. That sort of helps us to, get our algorithm back, right? Because people have been really, like I mentioned, like trying to abuse the algorithm to try to knock us off, actually clean up, right? Up the pile, right? As they say in the algorithm. And by backing and then removing and then backing and removing. And the other thing is, I've noticed a lot of as soon as you get a Kickstarter there and start promoting it, you have people coming and go, I can give you better this, I can do this, but they're only doing it because they want you to pay them before they let you share your link, right? They won't actually share your link. They'll just talk to you and spend time talking with you. And sometimes some of them go out of the way, just like they must be bored, seriously. And there's some, of course, looking for work. And then some of them that's I'm just gonna mess with the algorithm and waste this time, right? So usually I don't answer, because I'll answer a couple and then I'll stop because I gotta go. I'm busy, man. I gotta go do work, right? I gotta start. I've got my artists relying on me for scripts. I gotta get color flatting done to send off to get colored, right? And then start designing books, right? So that's all I gotta say. Grab a freaking t-shirt. Look at how cool that is. I actually want to wear it, but I've got a t-shirt on underneath. But dude, I'll put better photos up online. But like I said, this is 1 of 1. There's never going to be made another one of these. But get the other one, man. Ka kite anō. Have an awesome day wherever you are. Be well, be safe. And like I said, if you have a channel, especially if you're an indie comic book channel, reach out, man. I'm on, reach out to us on X, all on Facebook. All the links are on our YouTube page, right? Plunge Comics. It's all there on the homepage. Just send me an email, man. I'll keep an eye on it. Or just social media. Send me a message on Facebook or something. Or, DM me on YouTube, on X, or, leave a comment under the Discord community post on YouTube. Right? Thank you so much. Ka kite anō. Catch you on the flip side. Be well. Be safe. Bye for now. Ow. Thank you for watching.
Nope, 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 nope. Can't stay here anymore. I gotta get back. I think this was the spot. Oh Lord, I beseech thee, please return me to my old life. I swear I'll do anything. Like, literally anything. And I won't bother you again, so pretty please bring me back to life.